Hey everybody, welcome to Precision Impact. My name is Dirk, and on today's segment, we're going to talk about body language. You're going to hear this from coaches throughout your entire career about how important controlling your body language is and to make sure that you're emitting the right types of body language. Now, even at my level where I'm coaching some younger kids, body language is absolutely crucial. It will prepare them for the years of college or elite level baseball that's coming, and it's important to make sure that you're able to control that body language. Coaches at all levels, when they're scouting or looking for prospects, body language is probably number one or up there on their list in terms of things that they're looking for. They want to see how players handle adversity. They want to see how pitchers handle, struggling on the mound. No matter what position you're in, if you botch a ball in the outfield or you boot a ball in the infield, coaches, especially scouting coaches, are looking for how do you handle that kind of struggle. So it's important to remember that when something happens, to not necessarily show it to the entire world. It's really important to just get over that speed bump, to overcome that thing that just happened. You happen to walk the wrong guy or give up a home run, ask for the ball back, get back on that mound and get back to what your job is. Your job is not to act childish or to emit a lot of bad body language. It's to do exactly what your coach instructs you to do, which is hopefully throw strikes, get the ball in play, get some outs, kind of things like that. So, body language is very underrated. I don't think enough players realize just how important college coaches look for that. That can be a huge determining factor as to whether or not you're playing, or whether or not you're sitting, or if you're sitting, is that going to get you into the game? Body language between innings, whether you're not batting or not, to make sure you're supporting your teammate and not pouting on the bench because you're not playing or because you had a bad at bat. That's also a huge part of being a good teammate, is to emit positive body language. If you're a pitcher and your shortstop happens to boot a ball, and maybe you can notice that he's struggling a little bit, maybe as a pitcher you can go over and build some confidence in him, or reassure him that, hey, the next ball's coming to you, make sure that you've got it. Same thing goes for a guy at first base. If you happen to throw a ball to him and he happens to boot it coming from anywhere in the infield, reassure him that, hey, that's okay, we're going to get the next guy. Bad body language is going to happen from time to time. It's just going to make sure that you can control it. I love intensity. I love passion. I love energy from players, just as long as it's not conveyed through bad body language. I'm an intense player myself, and I find it really tough not to admit bad body language, but I have to keep reminding myself that it just doesn't help. Remind yourself that, or ask yourself that, in the middle of the game, is throwing your helmet or spiking your bat into the ground really helping? I know you're frustrated, but at the same time, you have to remain calm and collected. A lot of those kinds of emotions, a lot of those kinds of actions actually fuel the other team. And it's important to not give them any advantage. So if you're a hitter and you strike out, hustle your way back in the dugout, maybe stalk along the way to the next guy on deck and tell him some of the things you saw and help your next teammate out in the hopes that he can kind of pick you up. Don't give the opposing team that satisfaction of knowing that they've frustrated you. Right? Whether it's at the plate or if they hit a ball and you boot it, just get back in your position. Realize that hopefully the game has not been ended because of that simple error, and the ball will come to you again. It always finds you when you least suspect it or when you least want it. So if you happen to make a mistake, don't hope that the ball goes to somebody else next time. Want the ball back to you so you can figuratively get back up on that horse and build your confidence and get back to where you were before that error happens. Body language is something that coaches should really make sure that they control and nip in the butt early, so that it just doesn't become a habit. If I see bad body language, I'll kind of pull somebody aside and remind them that, hey, this whole game is part of struggling. It's all about failure, and it's all about trying to overcome that failure, and it just doesn't help you by showing it. And so, don't try to make a spectacle of it. Don't really embarrass a child if they're doing that. Pull them aside, sternly express to them some of the things I've talked about here and how important having good body language is. And hopefully they clean that up a little bit and go back to being a really good quality baseball player. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the video, leave them down below. Thanks.